right. I believe we are live. Should be live. Everyone bear with me. I'm just catching up on the chat. I think we should be live, if I'm not mistaken. If you're watching this after the fact, of course, feel free to fast forward. But for now... Ooh, a few people are already here. Catherine, hello. Doc, hello. Bula, hello. Your mom, nice of you to make it. Brandon, hello as well. Yeah, Americans drop the U and everything. I don't know why. I guess to spite the British. As the British change the side of the road they drive on to spite the French in the Napoleonic Wars. Let's go. Okay, so today we've got a show match between TheViper and Mysterio as part of the... You'll see it at the bottom left of your screen. I'm going to try to pronounce it. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. ShenAiXie. ShenAiXie tournament, which I believe, I'm just going to hit press play, is sponsored by a fan of Vivi, which is pretty damn awesome. I'm glad that our community has reached such a level that fans are now sponsoring tournaments, which is just absolutely epic. Alec Perky, thanks for doing these. Thanks for joining and watching. Green Tavern Gaming, hello. Yeah, this is a tournament. It's a $20,000 tournament, I believe. And it's all 1v1. And this is a show match best of 7 between TheViper and Mysterio. I believe there was another show match, but today we are just going to watch TheViper and Mysterio. Game number 1, we are on Arabia. TheViper, notice the lack of housing, tells us that he is the Huns in yellow. Mysterio, who just brought down an elephant, playing as the Persians in blue. Are we going to get to see a tower... a town center rush? Yeah, no Rage Forest tonight, but definitely more as the week goes on. I believe there were some Rage Forest 5 tournament games that were played recently, and so we will see more and more of these. Tenchi, hello, hello. But for tonight, I don't know if we're going to see all 7 games. I don't know if it'll be 4-0, 5... 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, what it is. What will be, will be. What is it? Que sera, sera. But for now, Viper playing as the Huns. Super duper mobile civilizations. Cav archers get cheaper in Castle and in Imperial. I love their trebs. They actually fire more accurately at units. And last but not least, the Tarkin. I think somebody asked me earlier when going doing a live stream, instead of going over the whole civ, to just go over the unique technologies, but a little bit of an intro to each civ doesn't hurt. Derek, yeah, it is a new tournament. Oh my goodness, again, I'm gonna try to pronounce it. ShenAiXie. I believe the X is pronounced like a very sibilant kind of S sound. No, not Rage Forest tonight. Tonight we are 1v1ing. Oh yeah, damn, of course, the lemon bushes. Who can forget the lemon bushes? So the Huns have 2 unique technologies, as every civilization does. The first one, pretty cool. The second one, probably the least seen unique technology in 1v1s. So the first one is called Marauders, allows their stables to train their unique unit, the Tarkin, which is basically a Huskarl on a horse. Super duper good at taking down buildings and has a lot of pierce armor. The second is Atheism, which makes Relic Gold generation get cut in half. And if you try Relic or Wonder Victory, it takes you twice as long, which is not something I think we get to see in 1v1s. I think these are all set to Conquest. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you. And that's right. Happy Father's Day to everyone watching who is a father. And if you're watching right now, I'm assuming your kids are asleep. Otherwise, you would probably not have time. And then we go to the Persians, who have 2 ridiculously powerful unique technologies, whereas the Huns have kind of a cool one and a useless one. The Persians have 2 ridiculously cool and one incredibly powerful. The first one, Citadels, makes their castles fire bullets instead of arrows, and what that does is not only are the bullets stronger, not only do the castles take less bonus damage, but it also comes with an attack bonus against two of the riskiest attackers against castles, rams and infantry. And then the second one basically turns their crossbows into trash units called Commanderan, turns their crossbows into 60 wood trash units. Similar to Forced Levy with infantry, similar to Hussite reforms with the Bohemian monk. This one, in fact, affects the crossbows. The Persians don't get arbalesters, and so crossbows are as good as it gets, but when they only cost 60 wood, and there is 181,000 wood on the map, we'll see whether or not that actually gets seen in this game. For now, Mysterio, off the back of 2 fewer villagers, has reached feudal first. Mongol second tech nomad, I think you're referring to. The houses don't lose population space when they get destroyed. Also super rare. What's rarer, nomad or Great Wall for the Chinese? Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, John. Thanks everyone for joining and commenting. There's a couple of technologies, but I really do think atheism for the Huns is probably the least seen upgrade, unique technology, whatever it's called, in 1v1s. It's fantastic in team games where, you know, there's like 8 or 9 relics out on the map in a giant 4-on-4 Rage Forest tournament. By the way, is this open? No, it's not. Okay, so the Oasis is secure to the south. Yeah, you don't see the Chinese as much as Mongols, although Great Wall is a fantastic upgrade. I don't think it just affects walls. I think it also affects their towers. So you'd like to think that it is a great upgrade. And you do see it a lot in team games. For example, Rage Forest, when there's tower pushes and stuff. But again, 1v1s, generally not that frequent. But I still do think atheism is probably the least research unique tech in the game. Looks like Mysterio trying to get some action going here. By the way, let's take a look at the bases, see where the resources are. Primary gold for the Viper exposed here. Not really making any kind of attempt to wall this off. I wonder if that means he's going to be a lot more aggressive out on the map, or if that's the plan. Does have the high ground on this villager. Needs to be careful, though. There is a spearman coming. Will he outmaneuver the spearman? No, he doesn't pay attention. Loses 18 HP. Oh, no. Oh, no, Viper. First kill of the game goes to our Persian, who shockingly takes down a scout of the Viper who didn't seem to want to micro that scout at all. Maybe he was busy here with these spearmen and these 3 scouts that Mysterio's already moving forward. And Persians, well, the Persians are the Persians. Their town centers come with double the HP. They can pump out villagers quicker and quicker as the game goes on, and they are very much a cavalry civilization. They have access to basically all the unique technology, all the cavalry-related technologies, and they have access to every single economic upgrade in the game. So, 2 very fun civilizations. There used to be a lot of Hun wars in Age of Empires. First there were Frank wars, then there were Hun wars. But the Persians have been a staple in this game literally since 1999. Oh, something's going on with the Viper. He's losing scouts. He's not quick with the fingers and the wall off. And Mysterio gets a second kill. Kane, welcome, welcome. You caught a stream. You caught a stream right at the beginning of the stream as well. So double good news for you. Well, I mean, like patting myself on the back. Good news for you. Good news if you like the content. And now the Viper, oh, wait a second. No, his one spearman is actually stronger than both of these, but now they're going to do the good old dance of the feudal age micro as they try to get one over on the other, who will take the high ground. And the Viper evens up the kill count, even though he did lose a villager. He is down 3 villagers to the 2 that he used to be down. And Mysterio continuing to circle, playing very much like Hera all of a sudden. Inserting scouts here and there. His vision is constant and moving. I love it. He sees exactly what's coming towards him. I would love it if he put a few more units in the center, but maybe he can't because the Viper is already here. Villagers with loom should be enough to shoo away this army, although might want to pull more than 2. Not too sure why the Viper is running away from this. He's got 2 spearmen in here. Mysterio gets bored, loses interest, and turns around. Let's see the resources. Are they banking either player banking anything? It looks like the Viper's getting a little bit of food, a little bit of gold. Our Persian, not as much. Both continue to train. One is training only villagers, the Viper. One is training a few skirmishers. Wants to get rid of this annoying army here to the rear of his base. And now he's backed the Viper into a corner, but retreats. Okay. Mysterio probably wants to micro over here. Doesn't want to lose any scouts to these roving bands of spearmen. 3, 4 spearmen. The Viper has 8 spears right now. So his base, even though he hasn't made any attempt to wall it off, is kind of secured by this mobile army. Whereas Mysterio very much going for the static wall off that he likes to do with the big construction projects. Kane, I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Catherine, I read the Wikipedia page and there is a link in the description. I don't think there's anything really different about this tournament. I tried to find like a rule book or a guidebook to show whether or not, like you're saying, there's laming allowed or whatnot, but I couldn't find anything. Wikipedia just said this is a best of 7, and the others are a 1v1 best of 7, except for the finals, which are a best of 9. So that's similar to Warlords, which I don't mind at all. Best of 7, let's see 7 games. Best of 9, let's see 9 games. The longer these guys play, the better it is for all of us. And yeah, rest in peace. Very annoying army to the back. And so now Mysterio, he's gonna start doing that thing that he likes to do where he goes and drags a palisade across half of the map. Look at the size of this piece of real estate that he's carved out for himself on the mini-map. This looks like an actual 5th or 6th of the map. Whereas again, the Viper relying more on his spearmen, strategically placed on a hill on the side, on this hill next to the berries. Mobility going to the Viper, but Mysterio's army is faster. 36 is down. The Viper is down 5 villagers. That's because he's already clicked up the Castle Age. Mysterio still needs gold. Where is gold miners? This is where that drop off button comes in handy. Now he's got the resources. He's got the requisite structures. Oh, but he's training one more villager. He's greedy. He's trying to get one more to go up to a 7 villager lead. And that's going to cost him a 40 seconds in Castle Age. Now, that being said, he's the one putting on the aggression. So if your opponent hits Castle Age half a minute, 40 seconds ahead of you, but all of the action is on his side of the map, it's not the end of the world. Because even if you lose your army, which you're likely to do, it means your opponent does need time to get to your side of the map, and then you've got time to plop down a defense or even continue your wall off here. Mysterio splits his army. Okay, so this is exactly what he wants to do. He's just going to keep the Viper annoyed and microing and running around, getting good amount of vision. Another, I mean, he sees 4 archery ranges for our Hun. Gee, I wonder what that means for our Hun. Eddie Lee, Radu, welcome, welcome. You grilled some hamburger and hot dogs earlier? So did I, actually. Well, not me. My brother-in-law did. I ate the hot dogs and the burgers. That was my contribution. You're hoping for a yo victory? Uh-oh, Catherine's got money on the game. And here we go. The Viper's about to learn a lesson in counter units, as his 2 random archers are going to get shoot away, and even on the high ground, not too much they're going to accomplish against those skirmishers. But you know what might do better? 1, 2, 3, 4 archery ranges pumping out 10% cheaper cav archers. Mysterio is in castle. He's going knights as the Persians. Do remember that Persian knights come with an attack bonus against archers +2, and technically the cav archer is an archer. Actually, you can't. That's interesting. You can't see the armor class until he gets an upgrade, because cav archers come with 0/0 armor like camels do. The problem for Mr. Yo even though his unit does come with an attack bonus, is that his unit's much slower, 1.49 to 1.54. The burgers, the hot dogs were delicious. Just pride. Slanina. Interesting. Let's see if the King of Holds can hold against the Viper. For now, the Viper's poking into the north, poking into the south, but Cav Archers, they're not really going to bust into here unless this isn't connected, unless this is not a secondary wall off these houses. Oh, but this is a weak spot. Or maybe a kill zone. Let's see it. Okay. So Mysterio is safe for now. Very interesting, aggressive location for a second town center. As he continues circling the rear, looks like he did manage to get a few villagers here before losing some of his knights. Oh, and now he's in the wood line as well. Upgrades on these knights, +1/+1. Soon to be +1/+2. Okay. The Viper attempts to kind of wall off. So this is the problem for the Viper. If he gets caught out, if he changes direction, these knights catch him, these knights kill him. Okay, so it's not open here. So he was attacking the palisade, perhaps hoping that there was a gap in the wall that Mysterio kind of screwed up on the elevation. But nope, there is in fact a fantastic wall off there, which stops him from trying to get in anymore. I said it perfectly. Gula, you're eating pierogies. What's the filling of your pierogi? Ryder likes his shawarma. Charcuterie. That's also not bad. Meat and cheese is never bad. Shawarma is like meat on a spit, but the spit is vertical. You can have lamb, beef, chicken, a mixture of all of them. Very popular in the Middle East. I love pierogies as well. Get a bag of frozen pierogies, dump them into the pot of hot water. So let's see what's going on, because the Viper's villager count, he's down 25. Mysterio is ahead 3 town centers to 2. So the Viper's going to have to get some kind of critical damage done here, because he's down like just 26 villagers. That's more than 50% economy. And so if he doesn't get critical damage done, the Persian's just going to absolutely overwhelm him with 3 town centers. Ballistics, husbandry, bloodlines for the Viper, +2. No armor upgrades whatsoever. He doesn't care if he takes a hit. He just wants to kill his opponent as fast as possible. I'm surprised that our Persian, even though these guys do come with an attack bonus against archers, isn't going for camels. Catherine, I said that the gyro, the shawarma, and doner kebabs were this kind of all the same thing. Ground meats of various animals on a spit of some kind, then carved into a pita or a bread. Oh no. Oh no, he's already down. He's down 34 villagers. Mysterio doesn't notice. What a missed opportunity there to kill even more villagers. Will he notice now? Okay, he does notice now. One single solitary scorpion. Will he be enough to hold the line? Oh, he's getting repaired. He has 0 kills. So far, the Knights, 6 villager kills, including any kills that this guy got before he died. The Viper is massing quite the death ball here. He's more than almost 3 times as big an army. Doc, you've never heard of pierogi? It's like a little pocket of, I'm trying to think. It's like an Eastern European samosa, except not deep fried, boiled in a pot of hot water. Super delicious. Tacos al pastor is also good. Polish ravioli, that's funny. That's kind of exactly what it is. It bothers your Polish boss. Okay, these cav archers are on the high ground, so instead of taking 5 years to break into here, it'll only take 4. And the Viper's busy. He's got 54 army supply, but 13 of it is here dealing with knights. And it looks like Mr. Yo is pivoting to skirmishers. How many archery ranges does he have? Only 2, though. I don't know who wins here. I mean, look at the villager count. Mr. Yo, 102 to 51. Literally double the villager count. But his army count is down 33. And the Viper with 680 stone is moving out. The Viper's army, if he can get it to Imperial, is going to be absolutely incredibly powerful. Unless I'm mistaken, nothing particularly special about the Hunnic Cavalry Archer except for its price. Aside from that, it's not like the Magyar or the Mongol. But the price does let you mass it, and when you mass it, you get this. What the hell? 58 cav archers. This is ridiculous. Mr. Yo is getting absolutely wrecked here. Even his skirmishers can't stand up to these guys, and now he has to back away. Did he go a little bit too heavy on the eco, I wonder? Look at his resources. The Viper is broke. He is spending every single ounce of gold, every 2x4 that he's got, to shave arrows, to pay for the armor. And now he's adding Tarkans as well. Monsieur's going up to Imperial. He wants to get a Treb out, but I mean, what the hell are you going to do with a Treb when your opponent is busted in? Holy shit. Look at this tide of cav archers, how beautiful it is. I'm in shock that the Viper is running away from 11 skirmishers. Where are your Tarkans? Are there no Tarkans in here? Yeah, there's one Tarkan, and in he comes. Armor, 3 base pierce armor, another castle. Decent location, lames the stone, lames this town center, a few farms on the left as well. Chris, hello. Buongiorno. And yeah, now the Viper's got such a critical mass, I don't think he needs to worry about losing 5 or 6 or even 10 of these. He just needs to bust in here, get rid of the entire army count of his opponent. And then just exactly what he's doing right now, start going and running them up. This is a lot of villagers who are going to get caught out here. 27. Let's see how many of them make it home. 25, 24, 23, 22. Oh, they're trying to get it. Let us in, let us in. They bang on the doors, but the town center's shut. Mr. Yo has been reduced to only a 42 villager lead. Tarkin's going after a high value lumber camp that's no longer in use. Now Mr. Yo's in Imperial. Do you have resources for a Treb? Yes, you do. What you don't have is any army to support it. Okay, he's added a few more archery ranges. I like that. 4 archery ranges. Oh my goodness, the Viper. Oh, Radu, I have no clue. Rare exception of tactics beating logistics? Could be. I mean, I don't know who wins this game. The scores tell us Mr. Yo is actually ahead. Will he be able to lame this castle? How many villagers does the Viper have left here? Only 4 villagers. So Mr. Yo needs to target them down. 3 are left. Castle's at 80%. He could stop this castle from going up. There's only 2 villagers left, and they backed away. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, but in comes the Tarkin. Repair, repair, repair. Oh my god, oh my goodness, the villagers! It's at 94% and Mr. Yo's backing away. So this cat, oh my god, the Viper keeps poking in, poking out. 95, 96, 96, 97 and a half. Oh my god, just one more volley. Keep going, keep going. Oh my god, oh my god. Ah, look at the castle. 99.34. That is incredibly sour. And by the way, the Viper lost so much army and his castle's down. This is incredible. The Viper's army count has been reduced to 18. And he's down to... actually, look at the villager difference now. One player lost his entire army. One player lost his entire economy. Oh, the Viper knows he just needs one more swipe of the hammer. And this castle goes up. But let's see which direction he takes. Let's see if Mr. Yo catches wind of this. He sees the villagers, by the way. He sees the villagers. He's trying to wall off the castle, but there's a corner. There's a corner. You have to get the corner as well. And this corner too. No, no, no. Why do pro players always miss the corners? Oh, that's so gross. Why do pro players always miss the corners? But you know what? The castle's up. The Viper's still in Castle Age, by the way, with a massive 1,700 gold. And now there's 2 Trebs out, 4 Tarkans. And this castle's about to fall. And oh my goodness, the Viper has the villager lead. You heard that right. The Viper has the villager lead, but now the stone expenditure out on the map, rather stone collection out on the map, is getting lamed. Okay, 4 of his 24 cav archers are doing nothing. These guys are trying to run over the edge of the map. Why does this happen? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to break the 4th wall, but I mean, it's very beautiful. It's like a GIF. Da-dum, 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 dum, dum. Okay, the Viper realizes, pulls them away, loses the 2nd castle, loses the 3rd castle as well. I mean, this is just a level of gameplay from both of these players that is just absolutely ridiculous. And all of a sudden, Mr. Yo's the only one with the castle left. You can donate $0. Lemmy, they always forget the corners, the pro players. I don't know why they forget the freaking corners. Okay, attacking a mining camp. These villagers, we'll see. Okay, they're tower laming the wood over here. I don't know where Mr. Yo thinks he's going with 2 Trebs completely unsupported. He's got 11 skirmishers and 2 knights. Are the knights over here? Yeah, it's these knights from before. 0 kills. Cowards. They can't run anywhere without the cav archer seeing them. And all of a sudden, the Viper takes a villager lead. The Viper, by the way, presses a little, releases the gas pedal a little bit with a 2nd town center to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his opponent. Oh my goodness, but Mr. Yo lost so many villagers in that attack. Annoying critic, hello, hello. The Viper tech switch, yeah, maybe he's adding knights because he wants to take down the Trebs. Definitely he's not going to accomplish that with cav archers once they unpack and go up to 150 pierce armor. Makes them basically invisible. Kevin, hello, hello. Yeah, that would be an amazing thumbnail. At what cost? At the cost of literally his entire economy. Corners and murder holes. Yeah, a little bit of a standoff here between these cav archers. This time he doesn't miss the corner, but you know, there's still a patch of gold here that Mr. Yo is not mining. Why? And this is why Viper added melee cavalry, and that's all she wrote for those 2 trebuchets. But honestly, there's not really much here to treb except the military industrial complex. There's no castles, no town centers. Mr. Yo's got to get his army count up as, oh my goodness, yet again. How many times has the Viper's army been in the rear of Mr. Yo's base? Skirmisher, attack bonus, archer +4, cavalry archer +2. I mean, these kinds of fights will go well for the Viper, but in terms of killing Mr. Yo's units, but never well in terms of resources. Oh, the town center. The town center hits 20%, evicts its tenants. They're repairing. Get back in, get back in. Okay. And all of a sudden, we're back in early Castle Age, where knights are attacking town centers. Skirmishers are wreaking havoc. on these cav archers. The ones to the rear of the Viper's base have retreated to the front. Oh, the Viper is being so annoying. He's using these cav archers so perfectly. Mr. Yo has 400 stone. Place a tower somewhere. The Viper, 4 food. They both have flatlined. I mean, the Viper's crawled up to 39 army count. That does include 2 monks. They both have 2 relics apiece. And Mr. Yo's skirmisher army is good for damage control, but they're not going to survive against 3 knights. I mean, maybe they will. We'll see. So far, the knights are just taking volley after volley after volley and not paying attention here. He may actually kill these 3 knights with skirmishers. We'll keep an eye on that to the back. But at the same time, more freaking villagers are dying here. And there you go. If you don't notice that you're under attack and you keep getting attacked over and over and over and over again, you will eventually lose. Persian cav archers do beat, at least in Castle Age, they beat Hunnic cav archers because the Persians do get Parthian tactics in Castle Age. In terms of quantity, though, the Hun very much can outmass the Persian cav archer with that 10% discount. So he trained a bunch of Tarkans. I don't really see them doing very much. Would love to see a tower, just 1 tower here, to shoo away these cav archers. The Viper's still on 2 town centers. Mr. Yo's still on 5. Somehow he's now down 28 villagers. And he's adding in hand cannoneers. Okay. I guess you build what you gotta build. Huns get recurve bow. They wish they got recurve bow. He converted the Tarkin. Hilarious. And now the Viper's heading up to Imperial. And once they get to Imperial, these Hunnic cav archers are going to be 20% cheaper and massed a lot more. I like that the Viper even took the 4 that were here. Still nothing going on here. I mean, just 1 tower secure. Why is he training villagers here if all they're doing is garrisoning inside the town center? Make it make sense. Amen. Hello, hello. With the buttered popcorn. And now the Huns are gonna go for the light cavalry. It's about frickin' time once you've seen that your opponent's going heavy on the skirmishers. And Mr. Yo reclaims this northern part of the map. Amazing. That's why he didn't build a tower, because he knew he was going to save it with skirmishers, but save it not for very long as 4 light cavalry units come in here. I mean, look at the scores. They're like 5% apart for a game that seemed like it was going to be over 20 minutes ago. The 3 knights' intention for the Viper was probably to have melee cavalry to kill the Trebs. And he accomplished that mission, very much accomplished. Whoa, what? Why now? Okay, so he's destroyed here to the north. Villagers can't go out of their town center anymore. His army count 17, made up of what? Hand cannoneers are good, but they're not great on their own. In fact, I don't even know if they're really good on their own. They're so powerful, but their attack bonuses are against the infantry. And they fire so ridiculously slow. And the accuracy is terrible. So I don't know if this unit on its own is going to be enough for our Persian to come back from the massive, massive army deficit. The Viper. Mr. Yo had like 2 minutes there. Literally 2 minutes. Actually 2 minutes. After he destroyed all 3 of the castles, where he could have pushed out, and he did push out with those 2 Trebs, but that's where the Viper's melee cavalry came in and just destroyed the Trebs. And now the Viper's got 9 freaking stables. Remember, the stables for the Huns are like the barracks for the Goths. They work 20% faster. And let's see if he ever got I don't even think it's really that relevant if he got Marauders, but let's see if he even did. I don't think he did. No, he didn't get any unique technologies. And the second he hits Imperial, Mr. Yo just resigns. Do we think Mr. Yo needed to resign here? Abdullah, hello. Thanks for joining us. Do we really think Mysterio needed to resign here? His opponent hit Imperial, but let's see Mysterio's vision. Yeah, he sees one castle half a map away. By the time this castle goes up, by the time it trains a Treb, by the time that Treb moves over, he's going to have plenty of time. His resources are fantastic. He's got enough stone for a castle, enough wood and gold, food and gold, rather, for hand cannoneers, if that's the way you want to go. You think it's the limitation on the wood? He's got a pile in the back. How much wood here? 2,300, not a lot. This one is safe. Yeah, he can mine wood. He's also got this one here. He just needs to deal with this. Like I said before, one freaking tower would have been enough to deal with this. If the Viper was called Huang, yeah, he would lose. Wow, what an epic game. Number one goes to the Viper. Let's see, 135 cav archers, 83 skirmishers, some hand cannoneers and knights facing off against light cav. Viper with an amazing APM here in the middle of the game, beginning of the game for Mr. Yo. The economies, not that different. I mean, this is... Mr. Yo had double the size of the economy, but not for very long. I mean, look at look at this villager count. Womp, 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 womp. Dropping like a freaking stone. And then the Viper actually overtakes him here at this point. Where is this? 43-14. And then the Viper overtakes him. All of the resources for our Hun except for food going to our Persian. Remember, Persians have some pretty damn good serviceable hussars of their own. I don't know. Again, I don't really think Mysterio needed to resign there. Conversion's not playing a role. Raisings, actually, the Viper ends up getting more raisings than Mysterio. A lot of that was probably like houses and stuff. Whereas Mysterio got all 3 castles worth of raisings, were pretty epic. And that's it. That's all she wrote. I'm going to go set up game number 2. If all the games are like this, we are in for a very, very fun game. Are the Huns the best cavalry civ? Ooh, depends who you ask. I'll leave it at that. Bear with me. I'm going to set up the next game. All right. So we are back on Arabia. I guess there's no real, no other maps on this tournament, which I don't mind. Yours truly, as you know, casts 99% of the maps on Arabia. This time the Vipers is the Armenians and Mr. Yo is the Magyars. Okay. Ratty, you asked about cavalry civilizations. Let's see how Mr. Yo handles the Magyars. And again, for the person who wanted me to go over the unique technologies, the Armenians, like everyone, has 2. Their Castle Age technology is one that we rarely see in 1v1 Arabia because it has to do with their water. I think it's, if I'm pronouncing it right, Silesian fleet. And their more important one is their Imperial Age one called Feriders, where it adds 30 HP to their militia line and their warrior priests. So they have 100 HP champions, much like the Mayans have 100 HP El Dorado Eagles. And the Magyars have 2 super cool unique techs as well. The first one, as we were discussing in the chat earlier, it's not the Huns who get recurve bow, it is the Magyars. Adds +1 attack, +1 range to their cav archers. And the second one affects their unique unit. So the Magyar unique unit is an interesting one. It's a basically hussar that has an attack bonus against siege. And an amazing attack bonus against siege. Better than a Mangadai. +5 and then +8 in its elite form. And initially it starts out costing gold, 45 gold. But you can upgrade it with Corvinian army to cost no gold at all. To make it just cost 80 food. And so those are the 2 civilizations. And by the way, if the Magyar runs into the wolf, 1 strike, 1 kill policy. So they can send their villagers and be a little bit more aggressive out on the map. Thank you, Radu, about the waiting screen. I'm going to add some music, some animations. Little by little, I'm going to improve the, production value of the channel. Franks, Magyars, Georgian, Mongols. Oh yeah, those are definitely some heavy hitting cav civs. Spanish are solid. Cumans are also a good mounted civilization. Polish winged hussars are just the absolute beast with Lakitic legacy trample damage. If you can survive early feudal, exactly. When your power spike is in the later stages of the game, everyone's going to try to take you down in the early stages of the game. One animal being pulled, one animal being pushed. Let's see how the Viper does it. I don't foresee any difficulties here. Guns the boar down. The deer is next. And so let's take a look at the resources. I like this for the Viper. Primary gold, primary stone, secure to the back. He's also got extra gold off to both sides and extra stone not on the attack path. Now, the attack path itself looks pretty damn open with the exception of a small little forest here. The left flank, the right flank completely open. Mr. Yo also completely open in the front, but also left flank secure. Right flank with a few short wall offs can also be secure. Primary gold, nice and safe to the back. Stone, a little bit exposed. But again, usually you don't really see the Magyar Hussar. So stone and castles for the Magyars, we'll see how relevant that is. Additional gold and stone annoyingly placed in the forward position. Literally on the attack path from the Viper's base to Mr. Yo's. And then extra gold off to the side in the back. He's got a few very nice forests, which for the Magyars and their cav archers is pretty good news bears. Although the Viper's got nothing to the rear except space. Yeah, Timothy, exactly. Way too many cool options to play. Now you want to get on and play the polls? I appreciate that, Catherine. David, hello. You went from a Slipknot concert to this. I think, yeah, I don't know if the map pool for... And again, I'm gonna try to... I hope I'm pronouncing this right. ShenAiXie? Sie? I remember in undergrad, I did have a friend from Shanghai. He was an exchange student. He always tried to teach me. And man, oh man, did I not get it at all. All right, I've got some medalists in the house. All right. This time the Viper is walling off the periphery, the flanks, the left side of his base. Doesn't want anything to do with any kind of melee attack. And so walls off his wood line to the rear as well. This one, interestingly, being left open. And Monsieur begins a slight construction project. Both of them are in feudal, both at the exact population, exact same military. And is our Magyar, who, remember, their light cavalry units, their scouts, their hussars, light cav, they're all 15% off. So they save 12 food for each unit that they train. So when you're playing against the Magyars, probably a good idea to wall yourself in, or at the very least, have a few of these guys around. Because you best believe you're going to get feudal age scout rushed. William, I'm not too sure. My knowledge of this tournament is limited to a few mentions of it on some Twitch channels and then the Liquipedia page, which is linked in the description of the video. But if you go to the Liquipedia, there's not a lot of information on it about selecting civilizations and stuff like that. So I'm not 100% sure exactly how all that works. Whereas, you know, like a tournament like Warlords, Mem, basically everyone knew exactly how that would work. Because Mem would discuss it endlessly before it happened. And so everyone kind of knew what to expect. This one, I'm not too sure. Really not too sure. There's not a lot of discussion that I've seen, at least, Maybe I haven't been lucky to go onto the right stream at the right time. Do it live. Hello, hello. Villager joins the fight here, says, get the hell out of my homeland, you piece of skirmisher garbage. And now our Armenian is going to shoo away. The Armenian should be in a decent position here, right? Super cool feature. They get all of their infantry an age earlier. So they actually have halberdiers and champions in castle if they want. And pikemen in feudal. So if the Viper really, really, really wanted to, he could spend the 300 or so resources and get pikemen right now, which would absolutely end, totally end this aggression out of Mysterio. But instead, the Viper, he's scouting himself. Army counts are 6 to 7. Villager counts are identical. Both have very little TC idle time. And the Viper is seeing all of it. But unfortunately for him, there's really not much to see here. And a spearman is rushing. Rush, rush, rush. Let's see. Nah, the Viper notices immediately. Pivots north, but he's going to... Oh, Mysterio's trying to sandwich. He is trying to sandwich him. He is not getting it. And the Viper gets the hell out of here unless he decides to turn around or unless he changes direction. I should cast non-pro games. I was thinking about it. I don't want to step on anyone's toes, you know. I don't. T90 is kind of known for casting the low elo games, but maybe I will. I don't know. I was mentioning in the video for tomorrow, as I was casting it a few days ago, that I do watch a lot of low elo players on Twitch. And there's a reason I was mentioning this. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I do watch them. They do play interestingly, and so maybe I will. Yeah, in Toronto, it's almost 9 o'clock right now, too. Mick, hello, hello. Welcome. Yeah, T90 does low elo legends. I don't know. I wasn't saying he has a monopoly. I just, I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. But low elo games are super fun. We are planning some community games, which eventually will happen. I do promise. Yeah, they do play interestingly. Look, I don't play at all right now. I am planning on starting to play a little bit later this year. So I'm definitely not going to criticize anybody and their gameplay. Imagine I start playing and it's like just absolutely atrocious at it. Could be. This open? No, there's a tree here. So he's going after the corner here. So they've exchanged a little bit of tit for tat attacks. Villager count still the same. Army count basically the same. Army compositions, who's kidding who, are basically the same. Scouts, spearmen, and some kind of archer unit. Yeah, Yo scouts do have bloodlines, and so I'm surprised it's kind of taken him this long to engage into the Viper. He has just completely wiped out the Viper's entire expeditionary force. And now the Viper, as he walled himself in, this does not look walled off to me. This is definitely not walled off. This is walled off. Okay, so he's created a bit of a funnel, relying on his foot archers as he heads up to Castle Age. Mysterio still does not have the resources for Castle Age, even at a 15% discount. These units are pretty damn food intensive. That being said, we're seeing the exact same thing we saw last game. Mysterio on the offensive right as the Viper's heading up to Castle Age, keeping the pressure on his opponent as he gathers the resources to go up to the next stage. Random archer here at the top of the hill. Remember, archers do come with a pretty good line of sight, and so you can use them to scout quite well. Oh, we've got the Derek Brigade in the house. Who was it? I think David Niall, was it you that you said your name was Derek? You said, I am Derek too, and I thought it was like a Spartacus moment. I didn't know if it was like a, I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus. So Armenians going foot archers. The old crossbow bodkin duo. Another town center. Monsieur sees it immediately. The Viper does have enough wood and stone for another town center, but Monsieur's in here. Is he going after the donkey cart? No, he's going after the villager. Donkey cart tries to block his way. Now there's a bunch of exposed villagers here for Mr. Yo. To the south, it looks like something killed that archer. Oh, it was the crossbow. I thought it was the villagers. And this is exactly what Mr. Yo needs to be doing. If you're behind and your opponent has already clicked up the castle, keep the pressure on him. Keep him at home, especially if you got these units moving around. You best believe the Viper is not hitting castle and immediately researching ballistics. Absolutely nobody does that. So you can keep these scout line units moving around and around and around until you hit the next age yourself. A fortified church coming up. The first fortified church for the Armenians does come with a free relic inside. So the Viper is going to get not only a free relic, but also an arrow, because every relic does add arrows. Ark of the Covenant in yellow being lowered into its secret compartment. Oh, synchronized poking by the villagers. And Monsieur gets the hell out of here. Okay, so he's retreating. Let's see what he plans on doing behind us now that he's in Castle Age. Not much. He's been shooed away from 5 or 6 farms here in the front. And again, Monsieur is going skirmishers. Okay. Oh my goodness, William. I used to be a Leaf fan, but I mean, you can only take so much, right? Like, eventually, if somebody disappoints you over and over and over again, you kind of stop letting them disappoint you. And so as much as I love the Leafs, as much as when I was like 11 to 12, 13 years old, I would be in my parents' bedroom with my hockey stick and my rubber ball and my brother, pretending that I was Dougie Gilmore and Wendell Clark and Felix Potvin. As much as I loved those 90s Leafs, as grammatically as incorrect as they were, I mean, you can't keep letting them you just can't keep letting them abuse you. Besides, a lot of the players on the Leafs now seem like they're kind of like douchebags. No, pardon my French. 3 town centers to 1. So now the Viper's doing the reverse Uno on Mr. Yo. Says, I'm gonna be the one who goes up to 102 villagers. Ohio sports fans. Penguins are pretty good. I liked the game yesterday between the Oilers and the Panthers. Man, if the Oilers score 8 goals every game, they're gonna win in the next. But I don't know if they're gonna win the series now down. I was a huge fan of the Vegas Golden Knights when they first came out a few years ago, and I forget if it was in their first year or in their second year that they reached the Stanley Cup. My wife is from Montreal, so she's a huge Montreal fan, the Canadiens. But and she always makes fun of me for being a Leafs fan, even though I keep telling her I'm not really a Leafs fan. I don't think anyone really is a Leafs fan anymore. Oh no, you jacked it too hard. Oh no, never mind, it's not closed at all. This is actually, the Viper thought this was open, just as yours truly did. And now a Nook becomes a Death Nook, and he loses all of his army here. Well, all of his forward army. He still has 19 army count. There is the double fisting man of relics as he goes back. Now the Viper's gonna have 5 relics. Has he seen the last one? Oh, how sour is that? It's literally 1 tile away from his vision. Oh, that's so sour for the Viper, but not that sour when you've got 5 relics to 0. Yeah, she's a huge Habs fan. It was the first year versus Washington, right? Montreal is just on the whole a better team, better managed, better coached, better players, and they actually play like a team. Whereas Toronto is kind of weird. You got a bunch of quote-unquote stars who are more interested in their TikTok accounts and wearing fancy suits than they are in actually playing the game right. Yeah, it's the Habs. I don't know why it's the Habs. How do you counter the army of boomed goth in late game arena? Hand cannoneers and a meat shield, scorpions and a meat shield. What civ do you want to counter them with, NS? Etienne. Oh, habitante. Merci. 5 relics is legit, and now it's about to become 6 because he has finally seen this relic. The Armenians introduce an interesting and new dynamic into every game now, because now 5 relic maps become 6 relics. And Mr. Yo is really does seem like he's off his game. Now you've built the monastery? A little bit too late. As the Mongols, ooh, that's a tough one. You gotta, I think you gotta go siege and hide behind your walls. Step Lancers are not bad too, if you can stack them rather. They do have the tankier Hussars, which are good meat shield to have. Yeah, there you go. My French accent's on point. Ouch. Sticking around too long here. Let's take a look at the numbers. I mean, again, the Viper just is pulling a reverse Uno on Mysterio in this game. Like I said, he's the first to reach 100 villagers to the 66. Mysterio just now getting a 3rd town center. But army count, he is ahead. Fortified Church is now firing 6 arrows from those 6 relics that are inside, but it is backed up by a big juicy castle here on the high ground, and we're going composite bowmen. Remember, they ignore the armor of all land units except for siege. They attack on a 6. What's the best siege to counter Goths? Any siege that has attack bonuses against infantry or even like unique units. So Byzantines, chakram throwers from the Gurjaras, any kind of gunpowder civilization with a decent meat shield. It's all about the meat shield, in my opinion, when it comes to countering a Goth swarm. You have to have something in between you and the Goth, while a better unit behind you fires and kills them. You think you'll go for full composite bowman? It's one of the dumbest upgrades in the game. It literally adds almost nothing. What does it add? 5 HP and 1 armor, I think. It does absolutely nothing. What? What the? What is this? Ooh, Khmer Scorpions with the 9 range and the double bolt. That is a good one, engineering guy. Okay, so the Viper is just going to start enveloping the map. He's expecting perhaps some kind of Cav Archer play, and he's not wrong. There's a single Cav Archer being trained. And this is a fantastic way to stop the Cav Archers from getting any kind of damage done. I love that the Viper is housed and has to plop down 20 more population space. His Lord of the Rings archers are on the hunt. Oh my goodness, the Viper's getting careening for a Draman. Okay, never mind, he cancels careening. I mean, this is just this is the Viper just having fun at this point. You crushed a Goth player with Georgians and ranked Fulman Aspa. Oh my goodness, Fulman Aspas are ridiculous. Lucas, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? The composite bowmen look super cool. They look like something out of Lord of the Rings. Unfortunately for the Viper, they're now in a corner. Unfortunately for Mr. Yo, they ignore armor. And there's quite a lot of them here. 21 of them are just going to slaughter that night count. And there you go. One of their weaknesses, much like my beloved Mameluke, is their shitty medium range. And the Viper is going elite composite bowman. Why the hell is he going elite composite bowman? What a waste of money. Gracias. Oh no. What did they really gain? A little bit of HP, a little bit of armor? What? A second confusing GG. He didn't see the castle going up. Why the hell did Mr. Yo GG? I mean, he sees the score is crazy ahead. Hey, John. Yeah, the dock. What the hell is this? I mean, are they playing on all visible? Did the Viper know that there's nothing here? Did Mr. Yo know that he's got no chance? I mean, he's down. What is that? 48 villagers. He's down army count. They're both in Imperial. Why did Mr. Yo GG? Oh, he didn't have a castle. 5 archery ranges is okay. It's not great. The second siege workshop being built to the south, another town center. But he finally cleared up the composite bowman. Did he see some kind of follow-up? No, it's all composite bowman. Yeah. He's killing some villagers here. No, es una stream en inglés. Mi español es terrible. It is very much a summer of questionable GGs. Zeka, no, I have a script when I do my Civ intros. I do little alterations here and there, but on the whole, that's why you'll see it's always kind of like 90% the same. Down 2,000 points. That's the only thing I can really think of for Mr. Yo, and he also doesn't have enough stone for a castle. Although, again, for the Magyars, a castle, is it really that important? Is it? I guess if you're going Cav Archers, which he's not really going Cav Archers. And again, Mr. Yo goes Skirmishers and then GGs. I don't understand it. Very confusing GG out of Mr. Yo. John Connor. I was going to say, get to the chopper, but that's Predator. That's not Terminator. Thank you so much. Glad you could join us live. Viper is in everybody's head. Oh my goodness, he's definitely in our head. I mean, let's take a look at the stats. Maybe we can see what's going on there. He definitely went the foot archer route with the Armenians, which are primarily an infantry civilization. Mr. Yo, again, with a jumble of different units. 14 minutes peak APM. Mr. Yo with his usual very, very beginning of the game. 12,000 resources. That's a massive lead. And 6 freaking relics. You know what it is? If I had to guess, Mr. Yo, how much of the map has he seen? Yeah, he knows there's no more relics. I think that's it. He knows that he's down literally 6 relics to 0, which is significantly worse than being down 5 relics to 0. That's just like a kick to the nuts. And he's down in all major resources, conversions, no roll, raising's not really that important. Kill count, Mr. actually has more kills, but fewer villager kills. Yeah, no stone. I mean, he's got stone in theory, right? He's got his patch of 5 here. But I really don't understand some of these GGs. But in any event, what I suspect it is the score, and he sees that there are literally no more relics out on the map. And he does see like 75% of the map, so he knows there's no more relics. And he saw the flag up here, and he must have seen the multiple arrows being fired out of the fortified church. So he knows that the Vipers, and the longer this game goes on, it's like Arena. If your opponent takes the relics and map control, there really is 0 to 5% chance that you're coming back from this. All right, let me load up game number 3. Bear with me. Oh, John, yeah, I remember those days very well. All All right, seems like this is an Arabia-centric tournament. I do remember. I mean, I don't remember stumbling and struggling. I'm kidding. I do remember very much. I remember those early streams about a year and a half ago. Richard, you are welcome early, late, or even after the fact. Yeah, 6 relics is absolutely crazy. I suspect that's what it was, the score, the relics. ROVC, positionally, yo, had no army, limited bank, no ability to make a good transition, losing map control. Yeah, it all just kind of coalesced into a big old GG, but still, I think he could have fought on. I think he could have stayed on a little bit more. Ooh, speaking of cavalry civilizations. Yo is 100% dead. Okay. So, we've got our Frank in blue, Mr. Yo. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. I'm stumbling here amongst all my cables to turn my light on because it's getting dark outside. And the Viper has the... Okay, it's definitely going to be 3-0 because the Viper's playing Dravidians. And the Viper playing Dravidians is like Mr. Yo playing Mayans. It's like a foregone conclusion that he's going to win. But the Franks, 2 bonuses. 1, again, a little useless. 1, very useful. The first one is called Bearded Axe. Not sure why it's called Bearded Axe. Somebody in the chat might know. Whether it's some kind of medieval treatment for the handle or something that makes the axe fly, I guess, further. It does increase the range of their throwing axemen. And then the second cooler one is called Chivalry, where they can upgrade their stables. Whereas the Huns we saw in game number 1, their stables work 20% faster automatically. The Franks actually have to upgrade their stables to work 40% faster. And when they do that, they can start pumping out those paladins left, right, and center. Let's take a look at the Viper, the Dravidian. Oh, man. 2 ridiculously powerful unique technologies. The first one, they can basically make their elephants into Viking berserkers. They regenerate HP, or I guess Pole villagers as well, or Georgian cavalry now. A lot of different units, I guess, regenerate HP these days. That's called Medical Corpse. And then the other one is one of the most bonkers upgrades in the game called Woot's Steel, where they can turn every single infantry unit and cavalry unit into a Lithuanian Latus who ignores armor. Every single infantry unit there. And by the way, they have all infantry. The Dravidians have a pristine infantry line. They get all the upgrades, all the units, except for, of course, Eagles. Their unique unit is the Urumi. That is not only an infantry unit with a charge attack, but that charge attack does trample damage. And, like I said, can be upgraded to ignore armor. Now, you might be thinking, wow, cavalry and infantry ignoring armor. Their cavalry line is pretty shitty. I think it's hands down the worst cavalry line in the game. So let's see it. Let's see the OG cavalry civilization all the way back for 25, 26 years versus the new age armor ignoring infantry civilization. What time is sunset here? Ooh, I don't know. John, I am using a Yeti. Sorry, guys, I'm catching up to the chat. It increases by magic. I thought the throwing axemen were already bearded, so I don't know why they're why the upgrade is called Bearded Axe. I'm assuming bearded is some kind of like medieval treatment of metal that makes it lighter and more durable or something. Yeah, around 8:30, 8:40. Although it's 9:10, it is still light out, but I think the sun has set. Wood Steel. The Viper actually played... Who did he play against? I think he played against Hope. And Hope went Teutonic Knights, and the Viper did Woot Steel and basically destroyed the Teutonic Knights. Oh my god, I hate making phone calls. Why do people even still make phone calls? Like, what infantry type are they, Richard? What do you mean? They have all the spearman line units, so spearmen, pike, halberdiers. They have all the militia line units, all the way from militia and men-at-arms all the way up to champions. And they also have their unique unit, the Urumi swordsman, which, like I said, does trample damage, charge attack, and ignores armor if you get Woot Steel. Ooh, poke to the horse's ass. Villager does have woo. I was gonna say Villager has woot steel, but then I caught myself. He has loom. Let's take a look at the bases. The Viper's north entirely open. Primary gold safe to the back. Additional resources very exposed a little bit to the front here. This gold, 2 extra gold, but primary stone off to the side. Secondary stone secure. He does have 1 forest in between him and Mysterio, and the rush distance, by the way, between the 2 bases is itty bitty teeny tiny. So very quick to go from 1 base to the other. Mysterio, secondary, tertiary golds, primary stone, all in the forward position. Primary gold exposed, but he's already starting to wall it off. I wouldn't be surprised if this wall went a bit diagonal or even horizontal this way. The Viper, rather Mysterio, has seen the Viper's gold. I think I called the wrong players. I think I said this is the Viper. This is Mysterio. This is the Viper. Welcome to the professional cast here. You're looking up the history of Bearded Axe. Okay, so it is. I figured it was something historical. Nothing in Age of Empires that they do is ever like completely divorced from real history. Yeah, Bearded Axe, Nomad. We saw atheism earlier. We discussed it. The beard is the long draw of the axe, so I guess it makes them grip it better and they can throw it. The shape at the bottom of the axe head. Hi, Astrid. A fellow Torontonian, I believe. It's tapered to look like a beard. Interesting. This is why I love the Age of Empires community. I'm actually like interested in this kind of stuff, and you guys know all about it. Or at the very least, you guys know how to Google things. Yeah, happy Eid to anyone celebrating. Like, are they an archer? Because skirmishers, according to you, are an anti-archer unit. Ooh, Richard, I'm not too sure what you're referring to. Is what an archer? Villager shoos away the spearman. Still no kills at the 12 minute mark. We've seen some Arabias where they spawn pretty far away from one another. I mean, this is an interesting map because one is spawning in this part of the map, the other is spawning in this part. I would have thought with the Mysterio here that the Viper would be at least somewhere here. Or if not, right here. But there you go. He's spawning not exactly mirror spawning here by the developers of this map. Yeah, Astrid, I remember that you're from Toronto. The throwing axemen in the game. They do melee damage, so they don't really come with any real attack bonuses except for buildings. Their main kind of selling point is that they're super cheap. I mean, that in itself is a selling point. The throwing axeman is ridiculously cheap. I think it only costs 25 gold. And with the Frankish castle discount, their castles are 15% cheaper in a castle and 25% cheaper in Imperial. You should be able to plop down 4 or 5 castles, and then if you've got even a good amount of gold, start pumping out huge amounts of throwing axemen. They're also a little bit more durable, I think, than the Gebeto, which is a faster, more long-range version. It's like that. I've always wondered, like, or I always thought of the difference between throwing axemen and Gebetos, like that scene in The Boys, where Homelander meets Soldier Boy, and he goes, "No, I'm the upgrade." I feel like the Gebeto is the upgraded version of the throwing axeman. Although, again, the throwing axeman is ridiculously cheap. But they are technically infantry, yes. Mamelukes are similar as well. Gebetos are similar. Yeah, they might have. I will see if they have a. I mean, if we get to see them, I'll click on it and see what kind of attack bonuses they have. Almost every infantry unit has an attack bonus against eagles, to be fair. I have not watched any of season 4 at all yet. I'm very excited to watch it. Hey, Fung. They do have against Eagle Warriors? Okay, good. I figured they would. Almost all infantry is designed to have to kill eagles. If they can even catch up to the eagles. Looks like the kill counts are starting to rise. Mysterio here has killed a villager of the Vipers. But it is now Mysterio who's on the defensive, even though he's got a similar army count. Then his villagers get caught out here. He might lose one or two. His army is very far away. Okay. The villagers, they don't care. They're going straight on the hunt. Is he going to try to wall off the Viper here? Block him? One palisade wall here would do wonders. Even spearmen get +1 bonus. Man, those poor eagles. They just can't catch a break. Imperial skirmishers would be the Vietnamese, and if it's a team game, anyone on their team, because it is a team bonus. So can you imagine the Vietnamese with an Aztec teammate and Ocelot? +1 range and attack on an Imperial skirmisher. Yeah, Mysterio's vills do not take kindly to being messed with. They attacked. I mean, he lost a lot of units here, but the Viper's attack completely repelled. And there we go. Peace has fallen over the land as both players click up to Castle Age. Very similar timing. Mysterio's got a lot more idle time on his TC. But let's see what the players have built. The Viper choosing to kind of semi-wall off his base. Again, creating a funnel here. Gold exposed, but army is generating and being moved right there. Where's Mysterio? Okay, also doing the exact same thing, but hasn't really completed his funnel yet. Now, super cool feature about the Dravidians. If I don't think I mentioned, every time they go up in age, they do get 200 wood for free. So basically a free structure if they want it. Or free units. Spearmen and skirmishers both cost wood. Oh my goodness, Hulce Javeliners as well. Yeah, with the second spear. Oh, the Dravidians. I forgot about it. I am looking at the Dravidians. I forgot about them. Fastest firing skirmishers in the game. And elephant archers too, by the way. Let's see some elephant archers. I mean, the Viper... It's not beyond the realm here that the Viper is going to add elephant archers, because we did see a Draman last game on Arabia on a lake the size of a New York bachelor apartment or a Tokyo rabbit hole. And he did build. Now, unfortunately for him, there are no lakes on this particular Arabia. So we're not going to get to see his fishermen carry 15 extra food, but let's see what Mysterio does with his time advantage. Immediately a knight, immediately finishing forging. A knight and bodkin arrow. Okay. Might want to back away with these skirmishers if he's getting bodkin arrow. Okay. The Viper backs away. He's getting bowsaw. Let's see what he's going up to. Town center. Monastery Mysterio 1. 2 extra town centers. I love this location next to the stone. And so for the second time, he's going to clear up the Viper's expeditionary force. But what does the Viper have behind this? I see a yellow unit here. There you are. Oh, a scout cavalry with 1 kill and a massive 8 HP. Oh yeah, Imperial skirmishers. They're like Imperial camel riders. A better version of the elites. A 3rd town center being added for the Viper as well. So he's expanding to the rear, which is not bad because he has a few patches of gold and a relic here, which I'm assuming he's seen the relic. Yeah, he has. Mysterio, by the way, oh my goodness, has not seen the relic, even though his scout was literally here a second ago. And Mysterio's putting on the aggression. Okay. Viper's gonna bust into here, but there's already a secondary wall off, so not exactly the best place to bust in. Now, the super cool thing about Frankish knights, they have extra line of sight. Don't ask me why. I can't pretend to understand why the Franks of all civilizations, their knights get extra line of sight, but it's, I believe, +2, which makes them very good scouts compared to the usual scouts that are good scouts to scout the map with. Mad Lamb, hello, hello. Mysterio does seem off a little bit on this, maybe just because it's a show match. The Franks can mix in some hand cannoneers to counter some infantry, but again, hand cannoneers are good. They're not like super duper great. If I start questioning Age of Empires logic. Yeah, exactly. I call this a historical fantasy game, or a fantastical history game. It makes sense up to a point, and then after that, it doesn't really. Ooh, Hindustani hand cannoneers with Shatagni are super duper OP. That extra 2 range in most cases means they fire an extra volley at a unit, which is pretty powerful. Frank's hand cannoneer get wrecked by the Dravidian range units, yeah. As always, it depends on army comp numbers, and most importantly of all things in the late game, meat shield. Who has the better meat shield? Was he about to lose that scout to a conversion that he deleted it? Okay. He's chasing the monk. 1 conversion, 2 conversion. That's all they want. There's a guy here with full faith. Oh, he's going after a knight. Will he get the knight? No. Pikeman counter knight, knight counter pikeman. Yeah, Richard, it's $20,000. And it's all apparently being put up by a fan of Vivi's. Hand cannoneers are good against everything, if they can land and keep firing. Their problem is that they're super slow and super inaccurate, but they do pack a punch with 17 attack. And so that is a massively huge attack, even against elephant archers, which themselves are not the strongest units. I think they attack on a base of a 6 or a 7. Oh, for the show match, I think $250 for the show match, if I remember my Liquipedia correctly. And look at that, big surprise, Mr. Yo, going for skirmishers yet again. Frankish skirmishers this time, which are I mean, the Frankish surprisingly have an amazing infantry line. What they don't have is a good archer line. They're missing, if you take a look at the top left of your screen, both bracer and ring archer armor. There's no thumb ring. They don't have arbalests. And so the skirmishers will be fine. And that's fine with a little f against things like these pikemen. Where are you? They'll be fine against pikemen because they come with a +4 attack against spearman line units. But I don't know about everything else. Although to be fair, we are in Castle Age, so they're pretty much fine in Castle Age. They do get all the Castle Age upgrades except for thumb ring. Very cocky move. Is this the first time Mr. Yo is getting a relic in the last 2 games? Yeah, I think it is. Pikemen kill the scout that killed the monk that killed the pike. And now our Frank has upgraded his scouts to light cav. The knight's gunned down the monk, and now Mr. Yo's on the warpath here. Look at the numbers. Civilian-wise, he's down 10 villagers, but he's ahead 13 army count now. Of that 13, 12, 15 actually skirmishers. Only the the Turkish trash is actually trash, but they make up for it with their hussars, I guess. How many farms does Mr. Yo have? Let's see. I guess we could look up here. 39 villagers on food. And the Viper is back. Round number 4. And this is what I'm talking about. The skirmishers for the Franks, they're going to be good enough to take out these pikemen, but beyond that, they're going to have 0 usefulness. And why is he entering into this nook again? He's seen that there's nothing here. He's seen that he can't go through here. Why is he coming here for round 2? Go explore the south. See that there's a castle. Oh, Mr. Yo channeling his Huang is plopping down a siege workshop. What are you? A knight? By the way, let's look at that knight's line of sight. Look at that line of sight for a knight. That is impressive. Even just a simple thing like +2 on the line of sight makes a world of difference. Oh, that's nice, Timothy. Yeah, that's why I said the last 2 games. Or sorry, I meant last game. Oh my goodness. Oops. Okay, he's starting to clear up some villagers, but the outpost is already up. So he's going to see all of this. And he just got Town Watch as well. Oh, there they are. There they are. 8 base attack is not great, but the charge attack is charging up. And the Urumi charge attack is pretty damn strong. It is plus 12 for the base model, plus 15 for the elite. And a castle drop here. So Mysterio built his infrastructure to the front. His Mangonel is gonna maybe die, maybe not. No, he saves it, but now he's gonna have to retreat home. Drop, but he's got his castle going up too. But the Vipers, okay, he's bringing more villagers. Whose castle will go up? Let's put them side by side. Oh, Mr. Yo's is actually gonna go up first. But why is he moving the villagers south? Put them in the castle. Put them in the castle. A mob of angry villagers are chasing away the light cavalry guy here. The Vipers to the back with the Urumis. Man, 6 kills already. All 6 of them economic. And now the town center's firing arrows on them. We need just 1 knight. Should be enough to take care of this. Both players are in Imperial, which should mean trebuchets. And there we go, throwing axemen. There's that +1 Eagle Warrior attack. 3 range is just, ugh. Not great. The Viper's moving out. Where are you moving out with 140 stone? You're moving out to take some neutral stone in the north side of the map. Let's see throwing axemen against the Urumi swordsman. That's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, Urumis are not really designed to stick around for a long time. They're here for a good time with that charge attack. But because it's such a good charge attack, I think it's every 20 or 24 seconds it has to wait to get recharged. No! He guns down 2 throwing axemen. What the hell were they doing here? Why didn't he eject them from the northwest of the castle? But now you're playing Frank and Imperial Age. Castles are 488 stone. We've got an honor guard. Look at the size of those freaking axes. They are moving south, so the Urumi's usefulness is about to run into a Frankish wall. And as they're busy gunning down villagers, the Viper's gonna lash out. But again, 3 range is so shitty on the throwing axeman. And what is the Viper planning here? What are you planning here? And what is this knight doing here to catch? Look at Mr. Yo. Oh, how did he know this was coming? Epic, epic out of Mr. Yo. Unfortunately for him, he's losing. Oh no, he's gonna die. He's gonna lose so many villagers. Maybe not. He disperses. Oh, and our Urumi is starting. Our Dravidian is starting to mix in bombard cannons. A single Treb is derping out next to a farmer. Siege Workshop has been completely abandoned. So Mysterio is full on defensive mode. Oh my goodness, yet again. Our Dravidian is stopping to destroy housing at the moment. Well, there you go. There's the hand cannoneers out of the Franks. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie. 16 kills. No friendly fire. I'm assuming all 16 are this one bombard cannon. There's your trash unit. You wonder why they're called trash. But the siege is real. 40 minutes into the game, it is our Frank who is on the hind foot, but he's evicted. He's evicted the Dravidian from the neutral gold. He's also caught wind of this. Now he's mining this stone as well. All of a sudden, Mysterio has 17 villagers on stone. He's repairing this castle with 20 villagers. Mysterio has 37 villagers out of 131 on stone-related stuff. And our Dravidian is going man-at-arms. He's definitely... Did he get Woot Steel? Did anyone notice? If he got Woot Steel? And here we go. Hand cannoneers. Where's your meat shield? You need your meat shield. Frankish Treb falls to the Urumis, but the Urumis are falling to the hand cannoneers. Another Treb falls. These are expensive losses for Mysterio, but he's got a bombard cannon somewhere. There you are. Move and fire. Move and fire. Tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. But the Urumis. Oh, man. What is that? 2 attacks? And that's it? Oh, but look at this. Mysterio's lashing back. He has managed to secure this. Oh, sorry about that. So there we go. He was on hand cannons. Oh no, but there's another castle up here. Another trap. Oh my god, he's attacking it with the villagers. It definitely does seem like the Viper's having fun with this tournament show match so far. Look at the villager counts, by the way. Mysterio just lost 20 villagers out of nowhere. But he does have the higher army count, and dare I say the better army count. The better army composition with so many hand cannons. He needs a meat shield, though. And here come the skirmishers. Where's he going with these hand cannoneers? Where the hell's Mysterio going? Okay. Zone him out with a bombard. What? What the hell is going on with these GGs? What is going on with these GGs? Oh my goodness. He lost control to the north. He's getting squeezed. He's lost control to the west as well. Okay, so even though he's got the bigger army here with these hand cannoneers that have racked up 27 kills, yeah, he was just getting squeezed like in a vice. The Urumi, okay, this Urumi's chasing the bombard cannon. It's going to get it. Now an elite Urumi with 14 attack. Did he get Woot Steel? Where is Yellow's Imperial? I don't see Woot Steel. Unless I'm missing it. Okay. In any event, economies, yet again. The Dravidian Viper is ahead, even though Mr. Yo actually is leading in the relics this game. He has more wood, but everything else he's down. 6 conversions to 1, 22 raisings to 1 is ridiculous. That it's hard to come back from a 22 to 1 deficit. And the Viper has just killed 84 villagers to 29. 165 kills to 144. So again, he's surrounded Mysterio's base to the left. And remember, Mysterio sees all this. He's caught him off guard to the north, where he's going to kill the bombard cannon completely unsupported. Mysterio lost for no reason whatsoever a whole bunch of hand cannoneers over here. He doesn't know what we know, that there's a whole bunch of archery ranges here. But yeah, the squeeze is beginning, and Mysterio, I guess, just doesn't really want to. He's down to 92 villagers. The 148, he's down 56 villagers. Bonkers. Skirmisher. I mean, if your number one trained unit is skirmishers, you know you're in trouble. Urumis. And again, you're playing against the Viper as the Dravidians. 15 minutes in PKPM, 25 minutes in. Oh, no. Okay. Well, let me load up the next game. We'll be right back. All right. And we are again on Arabia. Ooh, this time we've got some AOK. Age of Kings heavy hitters. The Viper's playing as the Teutons. Mysterio's playing as the Celts. Guys, bear with me. I think my chat froze, so I'm just going to keep the screen on here for a sec. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. Yeah, he just got way too squeezed that game. So again, questionable whether he should have GG'd then or waited a little bit. But again, he was just losing way too much. Hand cannoneers down the shitter. Bombard cannon about to die as well. All right, so let's take a look at the civs. Go over their unique technologies. The Teutons actually have two pretty cool ones. Crenellations and Imperial, which does add +3 range to their castles, and does one of the coolest things in the game. Adds arrows to castles when they're garrisoned by infantry. No other civ has anything even remotely close to that. And no other civ has Ironclad, which adds melee armor +4 to their siege, which makes their siege pretty damn protected against things like light cavalry in the late game. especially on mangonel line units, scorpion, battering rams, even, or even like pikeman line, even any siege with ironclad versus halberdiers, for example, will be harder to take down with +4 melee armor. On the other hand, you've got the Celts with their unique technology, Furor Celtica, which adds 40% HP to their siege units. So whereas one has more melee armor, one has more HP, also making it super hard to take down. And then Stronghold, which does a whole bunch of things. Let me see if I can remember all of it. Their castles and towers attack faster, and they heal infantry units, only infantry units, their castles within a 7 tile radius. Something is telling me 7 or 8 tile radius. I think 8 might be the... I always confuse the Georgian fortified church worker boost. I think that's 8 tiles and the Celts is 7. So Stronghold, castles fire faster, heal nearby infantry units. And as always, the Celts with the Woad Raider, super duper light on his feet. Infantry unit can destroy anything versus the Teutons, a unique infantry unit, the Teutonic Knight, which is the exact opposite of a Woad Raider. Super slow, heavily armored, but also packs a massive punch. Let's see, I hope we get to see some late game siege. I really do want to see some Furor Celtica taking on Ironclad. Although I always want to see kind of siege wars. You play a lot of Georgians, they don't have bombard cannons. You hate playing the Celts, yeah. You think he's gonna go heavy Woad Raiders? Yeah, the Viper's gonna be super happy. I mean, the Teutons are on the whole a very well-rounded, powerful civilization. I mean, the fact that they get cheaper farms, their monks heal from twice the distance, and they get murder holes. By the way, for those of you who know me and my casting, know how much I value the murder holes upgrade. They get that for free, and herbal medicine for free. So their units can heal inside castles 6 times faster and be safe. By the way, any unit that comes out of their barracks or stable, whenever we get to see those, come with extra armor. Whereas the Celts are just a super fast, I'm gonna kill you right now civilization. Their infantry moves faster, their siege workshops are faster, their siege units fire faster, which by the way includes their trebuchets. Unlike the Japanese who need to research Kataparuto, these guys fire 25% faster automatically. And one of the least useful in the high-level Elo games, the Celts can steal your sheep, even if you're standing right next to them. So they can convert these sheep from the Viper if Mysterio wants to move in, for example. Even if the Viper puts a villager right here, right next to the sheep, he will lose them. Which, I guess is a historical thing? Brian, yeah, we'll see if Celts ETC. If Celts ETC, we've got ourselves a 3v1. But if Teuton TC no get eat by Celt, then we are having ourselves a Viper sweep here. And based on how Mysterio has been playing this show match so far, not his usual self, it doesn't seem like. Oh my goodness, you think he's gonna go Teutonic Knights? Cattle raiding. Ooh, careful. Mysterio's already killed a villager. Looks like he's gonna get a second one as she pivots north. Oh yeah, 2 kills to 0. Mysterio bringing his A game so far. Almost identical feudal times. Oh, isn't that fun when that happens? Although that's interesting. Look at Mysterio's TC idle time, 41 seconds. Oh my god, he's not done yet. Remember, his infantry do move faster starting in the feudal age. I think 15% faster. So they should be able to catch up to these villagers very well, especially if the scout blocks them. But now the Viper realizes, hey, wait a second. Oh my god, he's gonna steal the sheep. You see what I mean? He gets the sheep even though the villagers were right there. But this is a gentleman's game. These two are friends with one another, and they're not low elo, so they don't play shenanigans with each other's sheep. Which means Mysterio just returns it to its master. Oh, I don't know where you're going with this one spearman here. Okay, so now he's going to start scouting up. So this is what Hera does a lot. When his original OG scout takes a bit of a beating, loses a bunch of its HP, and he feels like it can't really contribute anymore to any kind of battles, he sends it out a scouting. And that's exactly what Mysterio is doing here. So Mysterio playing a better game so far, 12 minutes in. He is facing off against archers, though, and he, with the Celtic movement speed, should out... I don't know why he's running away from these archers, to be honest. He should be running straight at them. What's the HP? I mean, one of these guys you can peel off. But the other two should be able to absolutely wreck these two archers. But in comes another band. Maybe this is why he's just luring them out onto the left side of the map as another army group shows up to the center. But then he leads the Viper right into the center anyway. Okay, well, all right. Stops to kill Tony the Tiger. So the Viper's lashing back. He gets his first kill. And despite all the fancy schmancy maneuvering, as somehow always seems to happen, we have ourselves a big clump of army in the center of the map in Feudal Age. And there we go. So the weaker scout is continuing his journey of scouting here. And that's it. The Viper disengages. Resources are non-existent for both players, both at 29 villagers a pop. Now they're both racking up additional idle time on their TC, although Mysterio's idle time a lot worse. Almost a whole minute. It's basically 3.5 villagers. Viper going for the archer play. Mysterio going for the one of everything. A scout, a spearman, archers, men-at-arms, and skirmishers. Okay. I highlighted the Viper. For some reason, it showed me Mysterio's line of sight. Yeah, Mysterio's not really on his game, but this game so far, he's been pretty on the ball. He's gotten 2 villager kills already. He has a 3-to-1 kill lead. Keeping up with the Viper, even though he's got a lot more TC idle time than the Viper. But the Viper's got a decent-sized army moving forward. It's still smaller than Mysterio's. Mysterio's army, one of the army supply is here, doing nothing. And let's see what the other army supply does. This is a dangerous force out of the Viper, who's going to have forging. So he's really investing in Feudal Age at the moment. And the archers just gunned down 3 of the men-at-arms. That is very sour for Mysterio. He lost those for literally no reason. And now he's training army again. 2 archers, a spearman. He has enough skirmishers here to make the Viper hesitate, I think. Let's see it. Let's see a reverse. Let's see Mysterio do to the Viper what the Oilers did to the Panthers yesterday. In game number 4, an elimination game, by the way. Oh, you gotta love Feudal Age micro. Feudal Age counter. This counters this. This counters this. These 2 counters this. Market being placed in the middle of all of this. Mysterio is slowly gathering the 500 food he needs to go up to the next stage. His skirmishers are taking a pounding, but so are the archers' Vipers. Okay, the Vipers' archers. Oh my goodness. And the Viper takes that battle handily. Oh man. I mean, Mysterio already has his 2 buildings up, it seems like. Yeah, he's got a blacksmith and an archery range. And he just dumped a whole bunch of his food into more units. And now the Viper is here uncontested. Mysterio doesn't have an army. Oh no. In the blink of an eye, one battle. And all of a sudden your opponent, who by the way, is still streaming in units to the south. More and more archers. Our Teuton is doubling down. He is even balancing his economy, quote unquote. He wants to go up to Castle Age. for now. He is just getting a lot of damage, and all of a sudden it was 3-1 kills. Now the Viper's got twice the number of kills, and he's heading up to Castle Age. Ugh, this is very bad. I mean, I hope we get to see fifth game. I really do. Did he get out of here? How did he escape this? Maybe there's a not walled off here. Mysterio's lost 7 villagers. He's down 4 on the whole. 2 minutes away from the next stage is the Viper. But the longer the Viper sticks around, the less this army is going to survive. But now he spreads them. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 to the south. Is going to fight a skirmisher and find out what the meaning of counter is, as he found out a few games ago. But look at Mysterio. He hasn't even clicked up to Castle Age. The Viper, no villagers on stone, so we're not looking at any kind of castle or even a tower drop, probably. Let's see quickly what he's building at home to see what kind of army we can expect out of him in castle. Who can predict? He's got attack upgrades for archers and melee. 1 stable, 1 barracks, 1 archery range. Oh, what are you building? Stable. Okay, so he's going to add a few knights in. But Mysterio's pretty walled off, with the exception of here, as we saw his own scout leave. And this is the last unit here, and that's all she wrote. But look at the kill count. 8 villagers to 2, 31 to 18. And let's see what happens in 10 seconds. And look at the amazing timing of these players. 3, 2, 1. He hits castle exactly as he completes his stable. And Mysterio just... Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, all right. We have a sweep. This is the Viper of the beginning of Warlords. But how cool is that? Look at this. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. The second he hits Castle Age is the second he finishes the stable. I'm gonna put it on slow mode. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Castle now. Isn't that amazing how the pro players can do that? I mean, I watch Survivalist a lot. He knows the timings perfectly. But the second you hit Castle Age, that second stable completes. Incredible, the intuition and the game sense and feeling that these players have. But oh my god, did Mr. Yo drop the frickin' ball here. That one battle was enough to change the entire course of the game. And the Viper takes it 4-0. I mean, if the Viper plays like this, he's going to win this tournament. And if Mr. Yo plays like this, is he even going to qualify for the tournament? I don't know. That was very weird. Hey, fat little butterfly. Nice to see you live. But there we go. Game number 4. Is it really even worth it to look at the stats? Archers to skirmishers, scouts to spearmen, spearmen to archers, peak APM, 18 minutes, 10 minutes in. Yeah, the Viper just had a 10% bigger economy. 31 kills to 18 as we saw, but the villager kill lead is just way too much. And the Viper just absolutely crushes it in Feudal Age and then rushes up. I wouldn't say rushing up to Imperial. Sorry, I misspoke. Heads up to Imperial. And right as he's clicking and reaching Imperial, Mysterio is just clicking into Imperial. And wow, that was... yeah, I wasn't expecting a sweep of him, Mysterio, either. Very, very... I mean, that first game was pretty bonkers. I mean, that first game was about as epic a game as I've seen. The back and forth. The Viper had, like, what, 8 times more army count, then lost his castles, and etc. But there we go. Nevertheless, it is the Viper who takes this show match 4-0. And everyone, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Yeah, the first game broke Mr. Yo. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Viper, all because of this one battle here. All comes down to this one battle where the Viper slaughtered Mr. Yo's army and then just went on a villager's killing spree. But that's going to do it for us. Yeah, again, a happy Father's Day to everybody out there who's celebrating. And everyone, thank you so much for joining, for watching, for commenting. Appreciate all of the input, all of the comments. And do hit that like button on the way out. And yeah, hopefully, hopefully not a lot of sweeps in the future. But I should be live again, if not tomorrow, then the next day at the exact same time, because there have been some more Rage Forest 5 tournament games played. and I'm very excited to cast those. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, Mad Lamb, that was really, really quick. Rodrigo, hello from Brazil. Hello from Canada. Everyone, thank you so much. And like I said, probably tomorrow, maybe if not tomorrow, then definitely Tuesday, there'll be another live stream for the Rage Forest tournament games. But for now, everyone, have a good night. Nice to see everybody. Catherine, Doc, nice to see you. Tenchi as well. Everyone else, if I missed you, I apologize, but have a fantastic night or morning, and catch you on the next one.